Okay, so today in class we talked about Shauna working a cleaning job with her grandmother and earning $100 per week. Well, now she's found a new job working part-time in a restaurant. She's earning $120 each week now. So she went from working full-time to part-time and making more money. Not a bad gig. Okay, she decides to put all her earnings in her savings account. So she's putting all of it in her savings account. Not half this time, but all of it. All right, the savings account already has a balance of $200. So let's pull that out. $200 is in it right now. This is our starting amount. We're going to add $120 every week. Can you already start to see that the starting point is going to be my y-intercept? And $120 per week, notice that word per, is going to end up being my slope. Eventually, after enough of these, you'll start realizing that. But for now, as long as you could pull out that there's $200 in it now, and then we're going to add $120 every week, you're good to go. So the table shows Shauna's savings S. What? The table shows Shauna's savings S. So we're going to call this S, savings. T, weeks. Oh, time in weeks. That's right. Okay. I would use W, but we'll use theirs. After she started her new job. So look what they did. Time 0 is right now. She hasn't worked at all yet. This is right now. She has $200, which makes sense. After that, after 1 week, she's going to add that $120 in 1 week, and so she's going to end up at $320. 1 week later, she's going to add another $120 to get to $440. Another week goes by. She's going to add another $120, so on and so forth. So let's construct a graph. We've got X is T in time and weeks, so weeks. And we've got 6. So let's space them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we've got savings here. This one starts at 200. We have to get all the way to 920, so let's use 50s. I think this will fit. Ooh, it's gonna be close. I might have to extend our graph a little bit. 600, 650, 700, uh-oh. 800, we'll pretend there. We'll zhuzh it, it's okay. Okay, so here's my savings in dollars, and here's my weeks. Now, I started at $200, so my y-intercept is automatically going to be right at $200. Now, after another week, I'm going to be at $320. So 3 and then 20. 440 is going to be right below the 450. 560 is going to be, there's 3. There's 550. 560 is going to be right past that. The fourth week is $680. So fourth week, here's 600, 650, 700 is too much, so I'm going to come back down a little bit. And let's connect those dots. Looks good. All right, on the table and graph you created, show the first differences. Okay, oh, look, we already did that. 1 week. Here's the first differences. Remember, those are on the side. First differences are also called the change in Y, and this is the change in X. Same thing as first difference. Okay. So triangle, there we go. Okay, fill in the blanks for the correct coordinate values. Use data for weeks 1 and week 5. Huh? Oh, this is the, okay. So this means week 1. This means week 5. It must be. We'll tackle this second one in a second. So they want week 1 and week 5. Week 1, the X value was 1, and my Y value was 320. You can either look at the graph or get from the table to figure this one out. So week 5, if you look, the X value was 5. The Y value is 800. So if I wanted to label this, I could label it. This is the first X value. This is the second X value. This is the first Y value. This is the second Y value. So now they want us to do Y2 minus Y1. Well, Y2 is 800. minus y1 is 320. 800 minus 320 gives you 480, I believe. Yeah. Okay. And these are y, so it's dollars. X2 is 5. And then I want you to subtract x1, which is 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. And my x value is weeks, so 4 weeks. My slope is this number divided by this number. So 480 divided by 4 gives you $120 per week. So if we use week 1 and 5, we get $120 per week for our slope. What do you think we're going to get if we do week 3 and week 6? Well, probably the same thing. So let's change this to week 3 and then week 6. Week 3, my x value was 3, my y value was 560. Week 6, my x value was 6, my y value was 920. So let's label them again. We've got the first x and the second x. We've got the first y and the second y. They want us to do y2 minus y1, which is 920 minus 560, which will give us 360. All right, and then we've got x2, which is 6, and they want us to subtract x1. So x2 minus x1, 6 minus 3 equals 3. Well, the slope is always y2 minus y1, which is 360, divided by x2 minus x1, which is 3. And look again, we get $120 per week for our slope. The point to be taken, guys, here is these are all in one line. It doesn't matter which 2 points on this line you use. If you plug it into the slope formula correctly or to find the rate of change, it doesn't matter which one you use. So now let's write a function rule to represent Shauna's savings account. Again, it's y equals usually, this time it's going to be s, and it's linear, so I know I'm going to have some box t plus some box. This is the y-intercept. This is always my slope. So let's do it again. My slope, instead of having the box with the word slope in it, let's replace that with the real slope of 120. Bring over your t. Plus, my y-intercept, if you look at the graph, is at 200. So what this says in algebraish is s equals 120t plus 200. What it says in English is the amount in my savings account is $120 times the number of weeks plus the 200 that I started with. Where do we see the slope of the graph in the function rule? Right here. Where do we see the y-intercept? Right here. Good luck on your staying sharp.